Hello everyone, myself Pavni. I'm working as Assistant Professor in CSE AML Department at MLR Institute of Technology. Today I would like to give a session on Pennian Framework. This is one of the language model. In previous session we discussed some language models, government and binding, Ngram model, means statistical language model. Let's see today's session, Pennian Framework model. This is a overall today's session overview. Coming to the first one, introduction, features of Indian languages and syntactic and semantic properties, layered representation, Pennian grammar, and issues. Some issues which type of issues we are facing in Pennian grammar. Let's see one by one. So Pennian grammar is a rule-based syntactic grammar rule. This is a rule-based syntactic structure. So this was written by the Penny in 500 BC in a Sanskrit. So let's see. Penny wrote Ashtadhyayi, a sophisticated grammar of Sanskrit, which is the foundation of this model. By using this model, we can develop some Sanskrit and also some English language also. See, the Pennian grammar framework is applicable not just for Sanskrit but other Indian languages, some such as some Asian languages. Right? See, some Telugu or some other English languages. Not only Sanskrit, it can use any other Indian languages. Suppose, see here, many Indian languages follow some SOV. We already discussed in previous videos. SOV means subject, object, verb. But English follows only SVO, subject, verb and object. This is some structure we are following, right? See, these languages are often morphological. That means it follows some syntactical rules. That means prefixes, suffixes. That means remove the prefixes and suffixes, and meaning that a lot of grammatical information anchored with the word forms like some tense, numbers, gender, etc. and person, some location. This is all about some introduction to the Pennian grammar framework. Let's see some features of the Indian languages. See, the first one, Indian languages have traditionally used the oral communication for knowledge propagation. So, what is the purpose of language? For the communication, we are using the language, right, to get the knowledge. See, the purpose of these languages is to communicate ideas from the speaker's mind to some listener's mind. Whenever we are speaking, that means one person to another means we are sharing our knowledge to the another person. That means who are listening, right? This is the main idea of some feature of the Pennian grammar, right? See, this leads to some points. Some free order and morphologically rich language. Morphologically rich language means it follows some structure of the rules, syntactic structure rules. And free order means it flows the one type of flow. That means it only depends on some words. Next, see, word order flexibility. That means in Hindi, the word of subject and object can change without changing the meaning. See here, the point is, in the Hindi language, the word of the subject and object can change without changing. Here, meaning is not changed. Only changes the subject and object, but the meaning is entire same. See the examples here. Maa bachcho ke khana deti hai, right? This here, what is the sentence here? The mother gives food to the child. There is no sentence, but the subject or the object may be changed. Here, what is the change meaning here? Mother gives food to the child. Here, bachcho ko man khana deti hai. This is some modification changes, right? But the meaning is same. Here we change the words. This is the example for some word order flexibility. See, some same mean different border. This is the meaning of if in Indian languages, which type of Indian language we are using. Only changing the order of the sentence, not change the entire word. See here, next one, the auxiliary verbs. In previous, we see the word order flexibility here. Here I am seeing auxiliary verbs. It follows the main verb. Hindi, they remain as separate words, whereas South Indian languages, they combine the main verb. Coming to in Hindi language, it follows the auxiliary verb as a main verb, but Indian languages, that means some South Indian languages, they follow only the main verb. There is no dependence of the auxiliary verb. See the example here, ka raha hai. Here, what is in English? Is eating. Karta raha hai. That means has been doing. This is some examples of the some auxiliary verbs. In Hindi, some verbs, some give, lena, take, lena, also combine the other verbs to change the aspect and modality of the verbs. This is the some we are taking some verbs, right? But there is no change in the auxiliary verbs, right? Usne खाना किया. This is some example I am taking. Here the subject is he food eat, right? What we change? He ate food. Next, उसने खाना किया. He food eaten taken, right? He ate food. Complete action. This is the difference. See the difference here. He food ate. Both are same. He food eat taken, right? After complete sentences here, he ate food and he ate the food. Some other example, वह चला, he moved, वह चला दिया, he moved, given. But the final conclusion statement is he moved. This is some variations of the some different sentences, different words. See the here syntactic and semantic property. We discussed it right in previous sessions. All of you understand the syntactic analysis and semantic analysis. Very very important concept. Let's see in this session we discuss syntactic and semantic properties. See the here first point, postpositions versus prepositions. That means post action versus the pre-action. See, Indian language use the postposition instead of the prepositions. In Indian language, that means Telugu, Sanskrit, you use only postpositions, not the prepositions. See the example here. Some English in the house, but in Hindi, घर के अंदर. It means in our English, it's house inside. This is the meaning, right? Next, see, this is the prepositions and postpositions. See next one, gender agreement with object. Here, what is the meaning of here gender agreement with object? In English, verbs usually agree with the subject, right? We already know, right? So, Indian languages, verbs agree with the object. See the difference here. In English language, verbs agree with the some subject, but in Hindi language, that means Indian languages, verbs agree with the object. This is the main difference. That means depends on gender and number. See the example here. Tala ke gaya, right? The lock was lost in English. See, in Hindi, there is no subject, right? Because it depends only on the object. But in English, it depends on the subject. The lock was lost. See here, verb is the some masculine form, right? This is the meaning, right? See the next example. Chabi ko gayi, right? Chabi ko gayi. The key was lost. Both, see, understand the differences, right? The key was lost. Chabi, see, here the verb is the feminine form. Here is the masculine form. This is the feminine form. These are different types of English forms, right? See, Sanskrit, see the in unit sentences and gender sentences. See the Sanskrit has 3 numbers. That means singular, plural and some dual, right? And 5 tense. Verb in Sanskrit must agree with the object and gender, which is uncommon English. This is some variations in the Sanskrit language. See the example here, detailed example. Translation of he is going, right? He is going in Sanskrit has no gender because other Indian languages often do, but here it depends on the only object, right? Not subject, because here there is no gender. See here, in Pennian grammar, the follows the some layer representation, some semantic level, some Karka level, some Vibhakti level, some surface level. This is a ground layer representation of the some Pennian grammar rule. This is a ground representation of the some layer representation, right? See the first one here. Here, semantic level. What is the meaning of here semantic level? Abstract meaning or intention behind the sentence. This is the meaning of the semantic level. In this level, what we are doing? Let's see the intention on behind what the sentence is there. That is, representation allows movement from surface structure to meaning through intermediate levels. We discuss in government and binding. We have surface structure and some F structure and C structure. We discussed it there, right? See the if you want in detail, let's see the video in previous videos. Resolve the syntactic and semantic habits step by step. This is the meaning of the semantic level. Let's see the next level, Karka level. What is the meaning of here Karka? Karka means it depends on the subject, object, instrument, some etc. That means positions, right? That means it defines only the roles. Karka means role. Next, see Vibhakti level. What is the meaning of here? Vibhakti means, that means case markers, right? Position, prepositions and inflections. Let's see some inflections, the, right? This is some determiners. This is called and comes under Vibhakti level. Next, surface level. Raw text or word forms they appear. Which type of text means surface at the ground level? Which type of sentences we are using, right? This is a layer representation of the in Penn grammar. Let's see some examples here. In Karka theory, here Karka means case relations. I will discuss it, right? Case relations. See the different type of Karka relations. What is the first one? Karta, Karma, Karna, and Sampanna, some Apan and Adhikaran, right? See what is the meaning of Karta means a subject, the doer of the action. This is the meaning, right? Object means entity affected by the action. Which type of entity we can decide based on the action. See, Karna means instrument. It means which type of action is performed, right? Next is Sampadana. Beneficiary, that means who is the recipient of the action. That means which one is the getting the beneficiary, right? Next, separation. Apadan means the source point of the some deposure. See the Adhikaran means location where the action happens. This all combined contains the some, it follows the Karka theory. There are some different types of roles, some relations between the sentence in the words. See here Vibhakti level. It refers to word level inflections or proposed positions, right? In a language. These markers indicate grammatical relations like subject, object, etc. Some means every language uses some Vibhakti level relations because subject to object there is a relationship between the subject, object and verb, right? Next, see the example here. We are taking some example. Man bachchi ko आंगन में हाथ से रोटी खिलाती है. See here in this example. Here Karta is mother. Who is Karta here? Mother. Let's see who is Karma here. Object. So mother is doing the some rotis, right? So here roti is the object, means chapati is the roti, some bread, whatever it is the some object. See here, what is the instrument here? Some with hand or with chapati maker, whatever it is the some instrument, right? See what, who is the beneficiary? Some child. बच्चों की आंगन में हाथ से खिलाती है, ओके ना, रोटी खिलाती है, राइट? सी हियर वेयर इट इज some mother feeds to some country yard. This is the some location. See the second one. Man ने थाली से खाना कार बच्चे को दिया. The mother took food from the plate and gave it to the child. Here thali is the plate. This is the apadan. Source is the, these are the karta, karma, karna, sapadan, adhikaran. And next, this example I am taking for the only apadan. We can also take karta, karma also in this example, same, right? But source is the some plate. In with which date, right? We taken the plate. This is the example, some real time example I am taking it. See some issues. Which type of issues are finding in Penn grammar, right? See the first one. There are two main challenges are there. So what is the first one? Computational implementation of Penn grammar. Computational implementation of the Penn grammar. Let's see, it has a multi-layered structure. That means it contains some different levels, right? Some karta, means vibhakti, karka, surface and semantic. It has a multi-layered structure. Depends on the rules defined at the higher level. These layers are only depends on the high level structure. See here, next challenge is here I am using some principle, that is some default exception principle followed by rule organization. That means we are following the rules per this based on this principle. Rules are represented Karka charts and Lakshana charts. That means these are equal to some inactive meaning. That means indicative meaning. This approach based on the Bharati at 1995 and is useful for building the NLP systems for Indian language. This is some major challenge in the Penn grammar. This is a bold application, right? Adaptation of PG to Indian language. This is a main important we are discussing, right? Some features we discussed in Indian language, right? So it is suitable for the some practical issues, complexity in Bhakti and Karka mappings. This is the main idea behind the Penn grammar. This is the overall summary about the Penn grammar. So what we discussed? We discussed, right, introduction to Penn grammar. We will see the some features of the Penn grammar and some layers in Penn grammar and semantic and syntactic roles in Penn grammar. And next example, some challenges, which type of challenges we are facing in PG. This is all about this video. Thank you.